today's a really big day for us. We've just arrived in France for our first ever French fishing trip, and we've come to the Dream Lakes complex. We've travelled all the way down from Essex today. It's been a really long drive, but we're here and it looks wicked.
Yeah, so we got here about an hour ago, on the bailiff's roll, had a walk around with us, made us a cup of tea, made us feel really at home.
Yeah,
and
pointed us out to the good swims, the good spots.
Yeah.
He's told us what to expect, sort of thing, while we're here.
Yeah, I mean, it is our first time in France, so we're not really sure what to expect, but it don't seem too different to fishing in the UK.
Yeah, we've chose Dream Lake 1. Like you said, it's not too dissimilar from the sort of lakes you find back home, so it's sort of a nice way to ease ourselves into like the French fishing.
Yeah, definitely. So what we're going to do, we're going to shoot over to the lodge now, have some grub, get back, get the rods out, get a load of bait out, and see if we can get off to a good start for our first night.
Looks good. So we just got up after our first night in France under our belt, and what a hectic day it was yesterday. It was a real rush to get everything sorted before dark. But if there's one thing that I would say that I've learnt already, is it definitely pays to have all your rigs and your baits prepared beforehand if you're coming out on a session like this. But it did pay off for all the hard work yesterday, and I did get into a fish quite soon after casting my rods in, but unfortunately I lost it during the fight. But Harry, I won a little while ago, so we're going to go and see it now.
Right, here's the one I had a little while ago, a nice mid-20 common. When we was on the way down here, I was thinking about how many big fish are in here, and it's quite daunting really, so I'm glad I've started off with one of the smaller ones and eased my way into it a little bit over here in France. Caught it on a massive bed of hybrid boilies, loads of like 10s and 15s all spotted out there on a big line of bait, and then the hook bait was just a little 15mm IB wafter, so hopefully that'll do the job, and I'll have a few more as the day goes on.
Right, so we're exactly 24 hours into our session now. We've both had a bite apiece, which is nice for our first trip so far.
Yeah.
Looks quite promising.
Yeah, even though, I mean, today the conditions have been pretty poor. The wind swung around completely. 1 minute we've had drizzle, next minute it's been sunny, so the weather's not really sure what it's doing, even though we have seen a few fish showing. They have been dotted around a bit, not really in a massive group. So.
Yeah. Today we have been talking about having a little move maybe tomorrow, but we're going to see how we get on through the night.
Yeah.
Then if we have to, we'll decide in the morning.
Yeah, I think you've got to give it another night. I mean, we put a fair bit of bait out, so they might find a bait and we might have it off tonight. So, but yeah, we're going to shoot it up to the lodge now anyway, have some dinner. The rods are all clipped up, so it's just a case of coming back to the swims, getting the rods out, topping it up with a little bit more bait, because we're much more prepared today, no rushing around and that. So the rods will be out for bite time, and hopefully we will have a few more tonight. Right, it was a quiet night last night, nothing much happened at all. There's no signs of fish, and all the fish that were down in the open water when we first arrived don't seem to be there anymore. There's no fish showing last night, so it's maybe come and have a look for a move this morning. So I've come down to one of the arms of the lake. It's like a channel which follows a spit of land which goes out into the middle. As you can see, it's really snaggy. There's loads of overhanging bushes and trees all around the margins, so it looks like somewhere where the carp are going to be, especially on a day like this when the sun is red hot. So what I'm going to do is go back to swim, get my gear, and hopefully have another one today.
Just like Harry, I think a move's on the cards for me as well this morning. The swim looked really good on the first night, but now it just looks dead. I'm moving out of a swim where I was fishing just off the spit that runs through the middle of the lake, and now I'm going to move down a couple of swims where the far margin looks a really good feature. Hopefully it will do me a bite, but who knows, I might be moving again tomorrow morning if it doesn't work out.
Clipped up to this far margin. I've just come around to put a bit of bait in. Obviously I don't want to be off my rods while I'm baiting up, so I'm just going to put a few handfuls of bait out, get back round and see if I can get a quick bite in the day for that. Well, that should be enough for that rod. Let's get back round, see if I can grab one. Right, it looks like the move's just paid off. I've just netted one, it's sitting down in the edge in the net, and the other rod has just rattled off and it's scrapping like mad. So I'm going to see if I can get it in the net and double take in France. Sweet. Here's the smaller one of the two, £25 on the nose, and I'm just really glad to know that the move has paid off. So we're going to get back now and get the big one out. Right, here's the second one of the two, £32 2 ounces, caught on a little baseline rig and a few other products that I'm testing at the moment. So the night's still young, hopefully I can get the rods back out and have a few more. Right, it's been a bit quiet since that double take last night, so I thought I'd take this opportunity just to show you the rig that I hooked the fish on. It's a dead simple rig and starts off by threading on one of the New Balance wafters from mainline onto the hair. With the hair I've kept the coating on, just to give me a bit of reassurance that it's not going to tangle around the hook. I'm fishing it blowback style, so I've just tied on a rig ring with a double overhand knot. On the eye of the hook I've got a trimmed down baseline line liner, and that's there just to flip the hook in the fish's mouth, as the hook will sit flat on the bottom and the hook bait will just waft just above it. The hook link is probably about 7 inches long, and halfway up I've threaded on one of the baseline sinkers. This just gives me peace of mind once again that the rig is just going to sit nice on the bottom. So like I said, it is a dead simple rig, and hopefully it can put a few more fish on the bank before it's time to go home.
Right, so I'm in my third swim of the session now. After what was a really quiet night last night, I didn't have anything, but I've had a quick look round today and I've seen some fish over this arm of the lake. So I've moved to the opposite end in my final night, and I've spoke to a guy next to me who's had a couple. So I think this might be a good move for me. But what my focus is now really is just to try everything I can to try and bag one on my final night. The worst thing would be going home blanking, knowing that I could have done more to catch. So yeah, tonight I think I've just got to try my best, do everything I can. Hopefully I'll have one on my final night. Right, no sooner as the sun set, the fish have started to get active. And so it's almost time to reel the rods in now. 4 nights in France are coming to an end. As you've seen, I've moved twice. And last night, I really thought it was all coming good. Just as it was getting dark, I did have a take, but unfortunately, as soon as it was on, it was off. So I'm really gutted about that, but I'm not defeated. But I better wind the rods in now and get going on our long journey home.
So we've come to the end of our time here at Dream Lakes. Van's all loaded and we're going to set off home. But we will definitely be back in the near future.
Yeah, well, I've definitely got a debt to settle this place, but it is a lovely venue.
It is a really nice place. You've only got to look around the lodge for the amount of 50s and 60s that are in lakes all over the complex. I think there was a 68 out the lake we were fishing last week, and I think about 4 50s this week. Yeah. We've just been a bit unlucky with our sizes, really.
But before we go, we just want to say a massive thank you to all the staff here at Dream Lakes. They've really helped us out, and they've sort of showed us what to do a lot and stuff. So, and also to Chris Bell for driving us down here.
Yep. So that's it. We're done. We're going to be off now, and we'll catch you next time.
Right. So my thirds. Right.
Right, it's been a bit quiet since that double take last night, so I thought I'd take this opportunity just to show you the rig that I hooked the fish on. And here it is. Right, it's been a bit quiet since that double take last night, so I thought I'd take this opportunity just to show you the rig that I hooked the fish on. It's a dead simple rig, just a balanced wafter. I started off by putting on one of the new, I said balanced wafter twice. Right, it's been a bit quiet since that double take last night, so I thought I'd take this opportunity just to show you the rig that I've hooked the fish on. It's a dead simple